if, like me, you were born in the late 1970s or say in the 1980s, that means you grew up in the 1990s. And we generation were part of the first ones, in fact, the first ones that really lived through a shift of new car buying habits in the North American market. What I'm trying to say is that there's a very good chance that your parents traded in their Chevy Cavalier for a Honda Civic. And if your parents had a little bit more money or had a larger family, you traded in the Ford Taurus for a Toyota Camry or one of these. This is the all-new 11th generation Honda Accord, and there's so many things that go through my mind as I've been driving around. In fact, as you can see, I'm in cottage country right now, so I've put a fair amount of mileage on this car. And the things that are going through my mind involve the fact that nobody buys these cars anymore. And automakers know this, and sales can only decline. I mean, just look in your driveway right now or in your garage. What is there? An SUV, which tragically will always be, well, will always make me sad, but that's where we're at. And I'm kind of bummed and surprised at the same time, because today's crop of mid-size sedans is incredible. In fact, with little doubt, it's the best crop of mid-size sedans that automakers have ever offered. I more or less said the exact same thing for the current and final generation of the internal combustion engined Nissan Altima. And that absolutely applies to this 11th generation Honda Accord. It is an incredible car. There are, as always, only 2 or 3 issues with this car, but to summarize now, as I often do in some of my videos, this is an incredible, well-rounded, beautiful, luxurious, well put together car that if you're shopping for a mid-size sedan, I mean, I'm front loading this video again. I mean, between a Toyota Camry hybrid and this Sonata, it's more or less styling issue. The K5 also same thing, and reliability and all of that. But the problem with this one, I'll tell you now, is that it's way too expensive. Honda knows for a fact that sales, as do Toyota and all the Hyundai and all that, that sales can only go down. So what Honda has done, in my opinion, I think, knowing full well that they're not going to move that many units, they just decided to price themselves out of the segment. More or less what they've done with the CR-V, though CR-V will continue to sell. Anyhow, as I'm here getting wet for your viewing enjoyment, I will just confirm to you that yes, I will do a walk around of this beautiful 2023 Honda Accord, and we're going to take it for because this is a hybrid, a very, very efficient drive. So please hang in there. Look, I'm getting wet for you right now. Diving headfirst into the Accord's design, I have to admit that everything that Honda's done in the recent years with the CR-V, with the Civic and a few other products, even over at Acura, they've finally figured it all out. Everything works beautifully. I mean, as we do a almost first half lap of the new 2023 Accord, I mean, everything just comes together so smoothly, so neatly. Love the rear end treatment. It's very serious and subtle and premium. And I think premium really applies to this car. This is, just so you know, is the top trim hybrid touring. So it's got, well, the fancier 19-inch wheels, which you do get in the base hybrid. But as we carry along, I mean, you can see how long the wheelbase is. It's a big mid-sized car, but then they all are nowadays. Profile is gorgeous. It's very racy and quick. And by far, I think my favorite aspect of this car visually is the front end. It is it's sporty, it's elegant, it's very, very refined. And my favorite part, actually, I'm going to try and do this, is the front grille, how it kind of peaks over the, yeah, you know, like the brow also with the headlights. Everything just works beautifully well with this car. Very attractive, very, very attractive. Like I said, I think the prettiest Honda Accord of the 21st century so far. Pricing, base car in the US, $27,895. The base hybrid, $32,195. In Canada, The base Accord non-hybrid is $37,000. $37,000 for the least expensive new Honda Accord. That, my friends, is completely absolute madness. The base hybrid sport, so only 3 trims, okay? So the base hybrid sport is $41,000. And the touring, this one, $44,500. And I just want to make clear, these are 2023 prices. 2024 prices are also are available. I have to say this now. The base Camry hybrid, okay, it's $32,690, and that's 2024 dollars. Okay, there is a near I can't math, but like an $8,000 pricing difference. I don't know what Honda's doing. And if you take the top trim XLE, fully loaded, $41,490, 2024 pricing for the Camry hybrid as well. It doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Base equipment in the $37,000 Honda Accord, 10.2-inch digital IP, 7-inch screen, the 1.5 turbo 4-cylinder engine, heated front seats. Stepping up to the Sport Hybrid, you move from 17 to 19-inch wheels, 12.3-inch touchscreen display. I'll show that to you in a few moments. Heated steering wheel and a few other accessories. And then when you get to the touring, it heads-up display, you get leather, heated rear seats, cooled front seats, and a number of other things. But I don't know, $44,500 is a lot of money. Let's do the tour, or continue the tour inside now. So this is not quite 475 liters of trunk space, but I had it completely loaded to get to the cottage with a cooler and a bag and a whole bunch of stuff for the kids, and it was just packed, and it worked out quite well. It's the opening, it's fairly wide, and I love how you have, you know, a little bit of extra volume on the sides, and it's fairly deep too. So that works out nicely. And I'll unlock the doors. Okay, so as I noted, you know, long wheelbase, so there's an enormous amount of room back here. It's incredible. And width-wise too, you can almost fit a normal-sized teenager between the 2 seats, almost, I do say. It's really, really spacious, and it's quite nice. I mean, in very Honda fashion, you know, kind of like Toyota, it's very nice, and it gives you the impression that it's very durable and it's going to last a long time. Some of the materials a little bit cheap. My hands are wet, damp actually. But I mean, it just, you have a sense of Honda quality. Speaking of Honda quality, the seats are always incredible. There's such a, there we go, the lights were on. Amazing lumbar support, and they're just firm enough, but yet supple enough to give you, I mean, we drove many hours to get up here. Very comfortable, no back problems. Let's just jump aboard. If you've seen recent Honda videos of the CR-V and the Civic, for example, you'll recognize the dashboard. This treatment, the grills that go across, it's superb. It's absolutely wonderful. There's your 10.2-inch IP. It is mildly configurable. You can choose different menus on both sides. I won't go through the whole thing. Now here's a great decision on behalf of Honda. Many, many good decisions, in fact. This is one. A volume knob. Volume knob. Not a, right? They stuck with that. They made one mistake. They fixed it quickly. High five, Honda. The screen itself is just very responsive. It looks quite nice. I mean, there's really nothing... There's nothing negative. It's responsive, and the graphics are beautiful. Everything loads up quickly. It's nice. It's just really, really nice. And really also good and nice is the fact that you have physical HVAC controls. I mean, how wonderful is that? Drive modes, including an EV lockout. Yeah, I know. Okay, easy. Sport, drive modes, individual, which I've configured, but in fact, I've been doing most of my driving just in normal or econ. And as you can see, I'm going to give you a little piece of information there. That's pretty impressive. 5.7 liters for the driving that I've been doing. That's per 100 kilometers, but again, I'm going too fast. Visibility is actually quite good, and we can end on this. Oh no, wait, storage, a lot of junk. Good deep cup holders, I like that. That is a really good size. Honda's always been really good with these center bins. Door bins are good size, so yeah, visibility. I love the way the pillars look very thin, And despite the cover for the mounting point for the mirror, there's still just enough room to look around on the side when you're doing that 90-degree turn. But now it's time to, heads-up display, I think you can see it. Now it's time to take it for a spin. It's a really nice area, little lake, very, very nice. Okay, so I said in the introduction of the video that there are a few things wrong with the car. Now I touched on one, and it's pricing, and it's, I don't know, 8 to 10% too expensive in my opinion to be truly competitive. The other one is, generally speaking, not necessarily on these roads because it's happy here, the Accord. It's just the ride quality. There's a lack of forgiveness in the initial amount of travel of the dampers, which means that you instantly and consistently feel every little change, every little thing on the road. These little tiny bumps. Okay, again, not the most nicest road, best looking, most slickest roads where I am at this very moment. But even on the new paved road, if there's anything on the road, where I'm getting at is the level of refinement is just slightly off. Say compared to a Camry or whatever's left in the mid-size sedan segment. But having said that, the car's handling is really, really nice. Again, these roads, you may have noticed, a little bit of a steering input consistently, and the car is very happy. It handles like a Honda is supposed to handle. Like most of us of my age who grew up in Civics and Accords and Mazda 626s and all that, some 35 years ago, remember Hondas being like. That also translates in the steering. Steering is really good too. I mean, there's no lack of anything. It loads up almost immediately. There's no play on center. It feels good. It just really is. And responsive is the ideal word to describe how this car is. Slightly roughish road, and I'm feeling absolutely everything. It's not a deal breaker, but it should be better than this. Now, powertrain. So this is the hybrid. So the regular non-hybrid is the 1.5 turbo. I think I mentioned that. So this is the hybrid is a more powerful version. So it's got a naturally aspirated 2-liter engine coupled with an electric motor, and total output is 204 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque. Mated to an eCVT. That's just the way it has to be over at Honda and other automakers, including Toyota and Nissan. And I don't know, you make peace with it. I have. No, I haven't. But that's just the way it is. See, the car really feels comfortable. Not comfortable, but it's just comfortable on these roads. Power is generally good. I can't complain as far as that's concerned. I mean, as I'm noted, I'm in Econ most of the time. You can feel like that instant little electric motor push, and it really does do a nice job. I mean, driving up here, there were 4 of us on board with the trunk full of stuff, and it averages, I'm averaging 5.7 liters per 100 kilometers, which is only 0.4 liters per 100 kilometers above what Honda states. So 1 + 1 equals, fuel consumption numbers are really, really good. Toyota Camry hybrid will average about under 5 liters per 100 kilometers. Estimated numbers are 4.9. So just another kind of thorn in the Accord side. Brakes feel good. And what I do like, though, I didn't show you, I think, in the previous section of the video, you have paddle shifters, which increase or decrease the amount of deceleration. So like engine braking or engine regenerative braking. Wow. Long weekend in the country, it'll happen, get tired a little bit. I do really like that because it functions quite nicely. I mean, in a lot of situations, it's enough braking to slow down in traffic situations and all that. The bottom line is that it's a wonderful car. It's just priced, I'll put it bluntly, stupidly. It should be a heck of a lot less expensive. but it's a lot of car. But between this and a Camry, I mean, maybe this is a little bit more attractive inside and out. But for every other reason, I think I do prefer the Camry. And that's it.